The pirate cruiser closed on the Charlotte, like a wolf scenting wounded prey, its boarding shuttle already detached.
Easy score, they said. Empty miner, no escort. Then why does my gut say we're the ones being hunted?
The shuttle clamped onto the Charlotte's cargo airlock, seal indicators flashing green in the dark. The cargo bay swallowed them in silence. Stacks of ore crates, dormant machinery, and an uneasy stillness. Then the main bay door groaned open, warm amber light pouring out, and the silhouettes of armored figures stepped into view.
Evening. Gentlemen, we've been expecting you.
That's not a mining crew. Drop your weapons.
40 veterans leveled rifles, mining tools, and old war steel at the dozen borders. The ambush was complete. A pirate's claw opened reflexively, his plasma pistol clattering to the deck in surrender.
Smart choice. Now, let's have a chat about who sent you.
13 years earlier, a classified directive birthed Project Homestead inside the Terran Veterans Affairs Bureau. Authorized by the Bureau, the plan was deceptively simple. Repurpose retired combat veterans as live bait in a shadowed conference room. Officials weighed the moral cost against the strategic gain and chose the gain. They knew aging veterans were motivated, cheap, and terrifyingly effective. People with nothing to lose and everything to prove. The screen flickered through veteran profiles. Decades of combat experience, medals, and losses that still burned. Each volunteer had lost someone to pirates. Every file had a redacted next of kin line and a reason for vengeance. The bait ships were designed to look defenseless. Slow freighters mining asteroids in systems pirates couldn't resist. They'd mine real ore as cover, but their true cargo was 200 retired warfighters waiting for a target. The program ran for 13 years, silently luring pirate crews into a trap they never saw coming. By 2393, it had caught 46 crews. The bondmark Reavers would be number 47. James stepped out of the veteran line, plasma cutter slung low, and produced a battered thermos from his coat with unhurried calm. He unscrewed the cup, poured steaming black liquid, and offered it toward the nearest pirate, Rax, who still trembled.
Name's James. That's good Terran coffee. Won't bite. Neither will my crew if you behave.
Coffee. He's offering me coffee. Like we're old friends. What kind of monster does that?
Behind the scenes, a veteran at a console activated a jamming field. The pirate cruiser's comms went dead, its sensors blinded. On the cruiser's bridge, Vexmore watched his boarding party's life eyes spike in panic, then flatline on his screen.
Number. This is wrong. They're not dead. They're being jammed. But all he saw was a massacre.
A veteran's heavy boot nudged a discarded energy rifle aside, the clatter echoing in the silent bay.
We've been running this game for 13 years, pirate. You are not the first to think we were easy prey.
The pirates exchanged terrified glances. The trap had been sprung, and they were already deep inside it.
You are boarding a ship crewed by 200 retired Terran veterans. Marines, Rangers, pilots. Average age 64. Average combat time longer than you've been alive.
One pirate, maybe too proud, maybe too scared, made a grab for a plasma rifle on the deck.
Son, that's a mistake.
A veteran moved before the pirate's claw touched metal. The rifle vanished, replaced by a boot on his chest. The pirate hit the deck hard, gasping, disarmed and pinned.
Everyone else, I suggest you listen. We're not looking to hurt you, but we will finish this.
They weren't miners. They were predators wearing sheep's clothing, and we walked right into the den.
The rest of the boarders, seeing no escape, dropped their weapons in surrender. Veterans secured them with practiced speed, zip ties, pat-downs, and then shoved to their knees. The trap had closed. All that remained was the conversation James had promised. On the pirate cruiser, Vexmore slammed his claw on the console as every channel filled with static.
Report. Someone. Give me a signal from the boarding party. Life-Azines flatlined. But that's a lie. They're jamming us, making it look like a massacre. Why? To what end? They're jamming us. Helm, full reverse. Break docking and get us out of here.
The cruiser's engines flared. But a blue tractor beam from the Charlotte snapped onto its hull, halting the escape. The pirate ship shuddered, metal groaning under strain, as the tractor beam held it like a vice.
Impossible. That's a mining ship. It shouldn't have a military-grade tractor. This is a trap, and I walked right into it.
On the bridge, crewmates abandoned their consoles, shouting over each other in panic.
Cut the engines. You'll tear us apart. All hands, stand down. That's an order.
The pirate ship went still, caught in the beam's grip. Inside, the crew's panic curdled into bleak silence. They were prisoners now. James sat on a metal crate across from Rax, the coffee cup still steaming between them, and leaned forward with patient eyes.
Here is the thing, Rax. We don't actually mine asteroids. We mine pirates.
He said it so casually, like we were cargo. How many other crews walked into this?
James projected a holographic file from his wrist device, the classified emblem rotating in the air between them.
Project Homestead. 13 years running. You are capture number 47.
47? You've caught 47 crews, and we just flew right in.
You think this is a job. Every man and woman on this ship lost someone to scum like you. My son was on a transport you Reavers hit 6 years ago.
A son. That explains the smile. It was never relief. It was the satisfaction of a man who waited years for this.
Rax's ears flattened. He looked at the other veterans, noticing for the first time the photos and dog tags they wore.
We're not here for justice. We're here because nobody else would do the job. Now, who's your captain's contact in the belt?
Rax hesitated, his throat dry. Without a word, James pulled a faded photo from inside his jacket and held it out.
That's my son, David. He was on a medical transport, Mercy's Light. Your Reavers hit it for painkillers and spare parts.
A memory hologram flickered from James's personal device. David in marine dress blues, grinning beside his troop transport. The image replaced with the transport's hull, splitting under plasma fire. Debris scattering, a sole escape pod burning.
He'd finished his tour, was coming home to get married. Instead, I buried an empty casket with a flag on it.
Across the bay, other veterans paused. One lifted a dog tag from her neck. Another pressed a locket to her lips.
We don't wear these for show. Every trinket is a person your kind took. So don't tell me about your code or your crew.
A veteran with a cybernetic arm stepped forward, her voice hollow. My squad was on a colony ship. Pirates spaced the children first.
Spaced children. And I thought we were just raiding cargo. What have I been part of?
Rax looked down, unable to meet their eyes. The silence in the bay was heavier than any weapon they carried.
If I can't escape, I'll take them with me. Arm the boarding probe, high-yield warhead.
A sleek attack drone shot from the cruiser's launch tube, its payload glowing hot as it streaked toward the Charlotte. The Charlotte's point defense lasers fired in rapid bursts, turning the drone into a fireball before it could close half the distance.
Not even a scratch. They have military-grade point defense on a mining ship. I am not just trapped, I am outclassed.
Captain Vexmore, we just vaporized your last card. Here is reality. Your crew is unharmed, and your ship is grappled. Surrender, and you'll be treated fairly. Fight, and you'll die for nothing. I'll give you 10 minutes.
I don't surrender to ghosts or miners. You think a few lasers will break me?
The probe's shattered casing was already being dismantled by veteran engineers, its warhead rendered inert.
We're not ghosts, Captain. We're the consequence. Clock's ticking.
Vexmore stared at the silent screen, his claws trembling. Defiance had failed, and time was no longer his ally. Across the Charlotte, the intercom crackled to life. Even the bound pirates in the cargo bay stilled, Rax's ears flattening as the message began.
Crew of the Bonmark Reaver, your captain has no options left. We have your borders. Your ship is grappled. Surrender and you will live.
On the bridge, Vexmore claws dug into his armrest. He hit the mute, but the words had already spread through every speaker on the ship.
They heard it all. My crew is going to turn. I've lost them.
A camera feed from the crew deck, showed two pirates squared off, one jabbing a claw at the other while shouting about certain death. The argument spread like fire. Fight and die, or surrender and survive. The captain's name became a curse on their lips. Vexmore watched his second-in-command reach for the intercom, ready to accept terms without him. His command was slipping away.
If I don't speak first, they'll hand me over. I have to salvage something.
He took a ragged breath and opened the channel, his voice strained but clear.
James, this is Vexmore. I'll discuss terms.
Minutes later, Vexmore was marched through the Charlotte's cargo bay, still in his captain's coat, but stripped of weapons.
Old soldiers, all of them. No fear, just cold purpose. And they've got my crew sitting like pets.
James gestured to a metal table. No restraints were offered. The veteran sat across from the pirate, like a tired neighbor, not a captor.
Sit. Coffee's fresh. You've had a rough hour.
The same drink he offered Rax. He's not mocking me. He's testing if I'll break the same way. You dragged me here to offer coffee? I am not your crew. What do you want?
The metal cup slid across the table. Vexmore caught it, his claws clicking against the dented steel.
I want the names of your safe houses, your supply lines, every contact in the Bone Mark network.
And if I refuse, you'll torture me? I know your type. You'll preach morality, then break bones.
No torture, just patience. Your crew already gave us enough to start. The deal is simple. Full cooperation, fair treatment.
James tapped his wrist device. A classified manifesto bloomed in the air. Project Homestead, its true purpose unredacted.
This isn't a welfare program. It's a trap. Aging veterans, slow ships, low traffic systems. We're bait, and you swallowed it.
Bait. Every ship I ever hit, they were all waiting. I wasn't a predator. I was a fish chasing a hook.
The hologram shifted to a scrolling list. 46 pirate crews, each marked with capture dates and redacted intel yields.
46 crews caught and processed. Your Reavers are number 47. The game's been rigged from the start.
47. Not a legend, not a scourge, just another entry in their ledger. My whole career was a setup. You planned this for years. How many of my raids were just allowed to happen?
James didn't blink. The list hung in the air like a verdict, and Vexmore's proud shoulders sagged.
Now you understand. No legends, no glory, just a job. So I'll ask once more. Are you ready to talk?
The silence stretched. Vexmore's claw hovered over the untouched coffee cup. Then he nodded, the fight finally gone. Vexmore's ears flattened against his skull. The great pirate captain lowered his head, not in defiance, but defeat.
Full cooperation means every base, every contact. In exchange, your crew will be treated as detainees, not targets. You have my word.
His word. The word of a man who just dismantled my life. But what choice remains?
He lifted his eyes to James, then gave a single, slow nod. The deal was struck.
The Reavers' network stretches from the Belt to Hades' Rift. I'll give you the safe houses, but the routes change often.
Start with the Belt. Names, locations, fallbacks. We'll verify each one.
A veteran stepped forward with a portable recorder, its red light blinking to life.
First, safe house, a maintenance bay on Callisto, registered under a shell company. The supervisor is a Reaver informant.
We'll have it confirmed within the hour. Keep going.
The dam had broken. Names and coordinates spilled from Vexmore's lips, and the map of his empire began to shrink. Vexmore worked a holographic star map from the recorder, tracing the Bonemark network with a trembling claw.
These 3 contacts run the Belt. They're former mercenaries with heavy ships. If you hit them first, the rest collapses.
Names and exact positions. I want the lieutenants, not just the bases.
Orin Voss operates from the Galilean moon, holds most of the weapons caches. His second, a female named Micah, runs the supply chain through I.O.
James nodded, and a veteran beside him tapped a datapad, logging every word as the recorder's red light pulsed.
Supply routes and fallback positions. Where do they run when pressed?
They have a fallback, an old mining station in the Hades Rift. It's rigged with traps, but the main stockpile is there.
The map solidified. Every red dot was a target. James stood, his chair scraping the deck.
Get the assault shuttle prepped. We hit Callisto in 2 hours. No waiting for backup. We move now.
Veterans throughout the bay snapped to attention, their voices a low rumble of readiness. The hunt was on. James moved to the comms room, activating the encrypted line. The emblem of the Veterans Affairs Bureau flickered on the screen before a voice cut through.
We have the intel. Bone mark safe houses mapped. We're launching a strike on Callisto now.
The handler's reply crackled through. Negative, Charlotte. Hold position. Backup is 3 days out. You are not equipped for a full assault.
We have 200 veterans and total surprise. In 3 days, the network scatters. We go now.
James cut the channel before the protest could continue. The line went dead. The decision was irreversible. He strode into the bay where 50 veterans were already gearing up. Weapons passed, helmets sealed, no words wasted.
Voss and Micah are priority targets. Hit hard, no casualties. This is what we trained for.
Veterans nodded, pulling straps tight, checking power cells. Their eyes held no fear, only cold, patient purpose.
You are not miners today. You are Marines, Rangers, pilots. Let's go remind the galaxy why old soldiers never really retire.
The assault shuttle's ramp lowered with a hydraulic hiss, and they filed aboard. 200 years of combat experience crammed into steel and fire. The shuttle angled toward Callisto, dark against the Belt star field. Inside, veterans checked gauges in silence, just the weight of decades pressing on trigger fingers. They breached the maintenance bay. A flashbang tumbled into the smoke. 2 veterans swept left, 3 right, angles from 100 firefights. The room cleared. A boot shattered the door. Voss's men reached for guns when a warning round cracked the ceiling. Seconds. No casualties. Dozen pirates on their knees. Hands locked. Data pads ripped from workstations flickered with fresh coordinates. The intel was gold, back in the shuttle before dawn. They hauled prisoners and a trove of network data. The data mapped supply routes, fallbacks, the rift station. New targets lit the nav. The roll-up had begun. Before the Reavers felt the wound, veterans were already launching the next strike. 4 more safe houses fell. An orbital station, icy moon, desert bunker. None lasted 10 minutes. Patrol cutters seized 3 pirate freighters. Crews arrested. Not a shot fired. Vex Moore sat in his cell, watching a monitor as his lieutenants were led away in restraints.
20 years of building an empire, and they dismantled it in a single afternoon. How did I fall for this?
The cell door slid open. James entered, carrying a cup of coffee and a tired but steady gaze.
Why go through all this? You could have blown us out of the sky and called it a day.
Because you killed innocents, Captain. Merchants, families. My son, this is the defense they never had. Every crew we capture means fewer pirates, preying on the next transport. That's worth more than a quick kill.
You really believe you are making a difference? The galaxy is just going to fill our place.
Maybe. But we'll keep filling cells until there's none left. That's what old soldiers do.
The last pirate holdout in the Hades Rift station fell before sunrise. Veterans breached the trapped corridors with practiced ease. By noon, the assault shuttle returned to the Charlotte. Veterans filed out, bandaged and bruised, but with the quiet pride of mission complete. James sat in the comms room, alone. His datapad lit with an official directive. Charlotte decommissioned. Crew retired with honors.
His thumb hovered over the decline option. Retirement meant golf leagues and empty afternoons. Everything he'd run from.
The Bureau offered medals, a parade, a pension. They called it a reward.
Reward? We're not done yet.
He didn't press the button. He set the datapad aside and stared at the photos on the wall. His son, his crew, the faces of the lost. The message blinked, waiting. Outside the viewport, stars drifted past, indifferent to choices made or avoided.
He wasn't ready to let go. This ship, this crew, this purpose, it was the only thing that had kept him alive after David.
He stood, pocketed the datapad, and walked back to the bay. The decision could wait. The work couldn't. 3 days after the final raid, a civilian shuttle docked with the Charlotte. Journalist Maya Chen stepped aboard, her recorder already humming.
You must be Maya. Bureau warned me. You'd show up. Have a seat. Coffee's still hot.
Thank you, Master Sergeant. Let's start with the basics. How many pirate crews has Homestead captured to date?
47 total, including the Reavers you've heard about. Every crew we caught was a threat the shipping lanes won't face again.
The program's true purpose. It was never just mining, a cover for a military operation designed by the Veterans Affairs Bureau.
We're bait, pure and simple. Old soldiers who chose a mining ship over a pension. Turns out we're pretty good at it.
One last question then. What do you think of this post-retirement career you and your crew have built out here?
James paused, the coffee cup halfway to his lips. A half smile crossed his weathered face, the kind that takes years to earn.
Better than golf.
Maya's pen stilled. The recorder captured the words, but it was the silence after that. Carried the weight of 13 years.
Your son. You mentioned him earlier. How do you go on after that? What keeps you here instead of some quiet retirement?
David's photo is always with me. I promised him his death wouldn't be a statistic. This ship keeps that promise.
He laid the faded photograph on the crate. Maya saw the young Marine's smile, then the old soldier's eyes, and understood the weight he carried.
Homestead isn't just bait, it's a lifeline. It gave me a reason to stand after I buried an empty casket.
And the rest of your crew? Do they feel the same about this war you are waging?
Every one of them. We all lost someone. This program gave us back a mission when the universe took everything else.
Maya shut off the recorder and stood to leave, but first, she offered a genuine handshake.
I'll run with the headline. Veterans turn miners to catch 47 pirate crews. It's a story people need to hear.
She walked out through the airlock, the heavy hatch groaning shut behind her. James was alone again with his coffee. The next day, every newsfeed carried her article. Veterans turn miners to catch 47 pirate crews. James walked to the open bay door. The cargo hold cleared and silent behind him. The starfield stretched infinite, cold and indifferent. He lifted David's photograph into the starlight.
Not just for you, son. For every soul they ever took.
His right arm rose slowly, and age fell away as he held the salute of a Marine. They never asked for thanks. No medals, no headlines, no pension parades. They only wanted the shipping lanes safe, and the memory of the fallen honored in action. The salute stood against the void. A promise, not a gesture. Behind him, the ship's machinery hummed. Ahead, the stars waited, silent and full of hidden threats. He lowered his hand, but the weight on his shoulders seemed lighter now. Then the bay door sealed, and the Charlotte continued her quiet vigil, her crew of old warriors ready for whatever came next. 3 months after the article broke, the Charlotte dropped into a nameless system, her mining sensors pinging false targets. On the cramped bridge, a young veteran with a pilot's patch sat at the helm, navigating by old habits and newer intel. He glanced up as James approached and asked quietly, "Master Sergeant, does the waiting ever wear you down?" James poured a fresh cup from the dented thermos and held it out. You'd be surprised how fast time moves when you are watching for pirates.
Tired of sitting at home, sure. But this keeps me young.
The pilot took the cup, steam curling in the dim light. I used to wonder if we were just beating our heads against a wall. James gestured to the nav screen, where a red dot marked a suspected pirate hideout. See that? We've already cut 4 routes. The numbers don't lie.
Every crew we catch saves dozens of transports. We're not just old soldiers playing games, we're guardians. Remember that.
The pilot nodded, a new weight settling in his chest. I'll remember, sir. The Charlotte drifted onward through the nebula, her crew of old warriors and new passing the watch. one cup of coffee at a time. The Charlotte's engines flared softly as she cleared the nebula's edge and cruised into open space. Behind her, the luminous clouds faded. Ahead, a starfield older than any war. Inside, crew quarters glowed dimly. Dog tags hung from bunks. A locket rested on a crate. The ship became a speck, a gunmetal shard against the infinite. They had built a trap, a slow, patient mechanism designed to catch the galaxy's worst. But in the building, they had found a home, a purpose that filled the void their losses had gouged. The Charlotte shrank into the darkness, indistinguishable from the stars, and the stars held still, as if guarding the old warrior's silent vigil. For the shipping lanes were safe, and the fallen honored in the only way that mattered. Fade to black.